Let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from Heartland Ladies Wrestling. Brought to you here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. From my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, it is the Taft Coliseum at the Ohio State Fairgrounds, playing host to tonight's ladies' action as the stands are filling up with fans. A great show here tonight. Great turnout. First in line, cutting in line at the turnstile is solo promoter Grandpa Choco, the one and only. Bear 805, Neil Lau, the number one fan of the Heartland, and Frank Wainscott in the front row here tonight in Columbus. Thank you all so much for tuning into tonight's action. Our main event will be an exciting one for the Mistress of Mayhem Championship. The Mistress of Mayhem champion MSCHIF, and of course the perfect woman for that title. As you know, the Mistress of Mayhem Championship, all matches are no disqualification, no count out, fight to the finish. And MSCHIF holds that title. But tonight she will be challenged by a very popular and beloved Heartland lady wrestler, Mickie James, the one and only. Also tonight, grudge match action. DAVIENNE will take on MARTINA. And later, we have two number one contenders matches. 1 week from tonight is our Heartland YouTube production event, our Hype Show, which will feature Heartland Ladies, and both the Heartland Ladies Championships will be on the line against the winners of tonight's number one contenders match. Now, before we went to air, we did have some pre-match or some pre-show matches, some matches to get the crowd warmed up here in Columbus. Opening the show in tag team action, it was the team of MK Ultra, Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly, defeating the team of Rockin' Robin and Samantha Starr. That's aunt and niece duo, as it was Killer Kelly getting the pin on Rockin' Robin with Valle de Muerte. That rolling DVD, very impressive move. Also in tag team action, the Sea Stars, Delmy Exo and Ashley Vox, took on the team of Rhea O'Reilly and Soraya Knight, the Crimson Rebellion, and it was the Sea Stars getting the victory. Delmy Exo getting the pin on Soraya Knight with the heart attack. Tag team excellence on display there by the sister duo of Team Sea Stars. Just before we came to air, it was the Heartland Ladies Wrestling debut of Unagi Sayaka. Unagi Sayaka, in her debut, took on Nicole Savoy, and it was a short night for Unagi as Nicole Savoy won that match decisively using her dreaded Savo lock to force the submission. And that brings us here to our opening televised match. As we welcome you all, our opening contest, ladies and gentlemen, is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. This is a tag team bout. Disqualification rules will be in effect as this is a number one contenders match for the Heartland Ladies Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, team number one from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She stands at 5'3". She weighs 115 pounds. This is Zandra Bale. And her tag team partner comes from Jersey City. She stands at 5'5" tall, and her weight is described simply as jacked. This is KC Spinelli. Zandra Bale and KC Spinelli, the team known as BALESPIN, has their opportunity to get a shot at the Heartland Ladies Tag Team Championship. But they will have to go against and defeat their opponents tonight. Former Heartland Ladies Tag Team Champions on multiple occasions, collectively known as Regeneration X. First, from Gotham, Florida. She stands at 5'2" and weighs 115 pounds. This is Leva Bates. And her tag team partner stands at 5'7" and weighs 140 pounds out of Belmont Hills, Pennsylvania. This is Allison Danger. Allison Danger, Leva Bates, Regeneration X. What a quirky and creative tag team they are. They have been to the top of the mountain before. They're hungry to get back there. But they need a victory over BALESPIN here tonight in Columbus to achieve their dream of a title match. That match will take place next week at the Hype event against a very dominant set of champions indeed. The team of Tasha Steelz and Big Swole. So Tasha Steelz and Big Swole await the winners of this one as we are ready for action here tonight in Columbus. It will be Allison Danger, the powerhouse, starting this match off against her counterpart, the powerhouse KC Spinelli. And as Allison and KC come together in the center of the ring, starting things off, it is KC taking Allison down and into a reverse chinlock. Allison getting to her feet as KC maintains that chinlock. Can Allison make the tag? Yes, she does. Quick tag by Allison Danger. Couldn't escape the reverse chinlock, but she was able to get into Leva Bates. And Leva Bates now comes out with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes KC Spinelli, and on a roll of 7, it is a big kick from Leva Bates to the midsection of KC Spinelli. Leva now on the offense. Big enziguri. Caught her right upside the head. KC not able to get over and make the tag as Leva stays in control and takes KC down with a head scissor. KC still reaching out to make the tag. Finally does get there. And into the ring for the first time comes Zandra Bale. Zandra Bale now and Leva Bates squaring off, and Zandra comes in with a cross body block off of the middle rope and takes Leva down to the canvas. A battle of the 115-pounders there. Zandra took Leva down, and now Zandra is in charge with a big kick to the chest. Leva not very happy about that. She is slow to get to her feet, and Zandra's on her now. Fisherman neckbreaker, and Leva stays down. Here comes KC for a double team opportunity, and it is a bone-crunching double clothesline delivered by the team of BALESPIN. Leva down again, and KC now with a chance to do some damage here. She goes with a basement drop kick, but Leva rolls out of the way of that one. Leva now with an opening, hits a superhero kick on KC. Great move there by Leva. She's going to go for the cover. The pinroll here is 4, and KC barely kicked out of that one. Leva Bates pulled that superhero kick out of nowhere and nearly caught the 3 count. Leva now still in control, and she is going to go for a tag team move. In comes Allison. It's the Sonic Screwdriver. The pinroll here is 7 or lower. Zandra's got to try a pin save attempt, and on a roll of 12, it is Zandra coming in and distracting the referee and dropping the elbow on Leva. KC rolls over on top of Leva, and it is now KC with a chance to get a cover on 4 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Leva just able to kick out. So both Leva and KC take a point of fatigue, and BALESPIN uses their first their first pin save. KC now in control on the offense with a perfect plex. And that puts Leva back down onto the canvas. Tag to Zandra Bale. Zandra coming in now with a chance to maintain control. Hits Leva with a flying drop kick. Both ladies now scrambling to their feet. And as they come together in the center of the ring, it is Leva hitting a drop kick of her own, and that stuns Zandra. Zandra not going to make the tag. Leva will tag in Allison Danger, the fresh woman in the match for Regeneration X, as Allison comes in with the old school expulsion and just dumps Zandra down to the mat. Zandra getting to her feet. Allison's on her. Whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Zandra. And on a roll of 6, it is Zandra reversing that whip into the turnbuckle. And this time it is Allison Danger lifting a knee to the head of Zandra Bale to stun as Zandra charged into the turnbuckle. Allison Danger once again in control and once again going with a whip to the turnbuckle. These ladies working the turnbuckles. And on a roll of 7, it is a big kick by Allison Danger that stuns Zandra. Allison maintaining control here. And again, another whip to the turnbuckle. But this time, coming off the turnbuckle, it is Allison charging in and Zandra ducking out of the way. Allison Danger hits the ring post hard and tumbles out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Allison now on the arena floor. No shenanigans in play, but on a roll of 10. That is going to be a foreign object coming into play. Zandra Bale has acquired the services of a foreign object of some sort, and it is going to be a steel chair. And if that's not the most foundational, the elementary foreign object in the world of wrestling, Miho Burns joins us here, rooting on Regeneration X. And will Zandra be disqualified for the chair shot? She will not, as she does her damage and rolls Allison Danger back into the ring. Zandra in control, wheelbarrow bulldog. Takes Allison down to the mat once again. And Zandra is going to follow that up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Allison Danger. Zandra ducks down. Allison comes back off the other way. And this time on a roll of 10, it is a running double clothesline executed by both women. Both women are down. Zandra Bale first to her feet. She's got a chance to do some damage here on Allison as Allison is still down. Another wheelbarrow bulldog executed by Zandra. She's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3, and on a roll of 7, Allison able to kick out. But Zandra now taking control after that collision coming off the ropes. And it is Zandra now going to go for the bailout. This is her finishing move. It's a 0 finisher. The pin roll here is 4. And on a roll of 4, she may get her. Leva's going to have to try the save. And on a roll of 6, Leva just is barely able to make the pin save. A very near defeat for Allison Danger. Now Casey is in the ring for a double team. And on a roll of 10, it is Casey with a deadly elbow smash to the side of the head of Allison as Allison staggers to her feet. And now Casey in control with a side slam. Both ladies getting to their feet. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Allison who is going to attempt a forearm smash. This is a choice D maneuver. She will need 8 or lower to connect on that, and on a roll of 6, she got all of that one. And Casey goes down. Allison's going to go for the quick cover here, and on a roll of 6, Casey again just barely kicks out. Wow, another near fall. Very competitive back and forth action in this match. Allison Danger has control. She is going to go for the Lovelace choker. And again, she is going to go for the pinfall. The pin roll here is 6. Which means here comes Zandra Bale into the ring. And on a roll of 6, it is the referee having to put Zandra out of the ring, and that does interrupt the pinfall. So the pinfall is interrupted. Casey will take a point of fatigue. She now sits at 3 points of fatigue, and BALESPIN has used all of their pin save opportunities. And now it is Casey in control by virtue of the distraction from the tag team interference chart. The referee puts the opponent's partner out of the ring. Yeah, Leva got into the ring and tried to stir up some trouble, and that forced the referee to put Leva out of the ring. And amidst the confusion, Casey able to take the offense. Casey coming back with another side slam. And that puts Allison down to the canvas. Allison this time makes the legal tag. And into the ring comes Leva Bates. Casey will also make the tag to Zandra. And it is going to be Leva on the attack as they come together. And Leva with a big drop kick. Zandra is going to fire right back, getting to her feet and going for a single leg takedown and gets Leva down to the mat. Zandra follows that up with another takedown. And then Zandra is going to maneuver that into a head scissors. Head scissors applied by Zonder Bale. All four ladies are starting to show signs of fatigue in this match. And Leva is able to reach up out of the head scissors and make the tag into Allison Danger. Allison hits the ring with a big power slam on Zonder Bale, but Zonder gets out of the back door of that one. And Zonder instead drops Allison with a DDT. Good reversal there by Zonder Bale. Both ladies are down. Both ladies getting to their feet now, and it is Allison Danger. She hits the flirting with Danger. That's a big move. Don't know what it is. But it put Zonder onto the canvas, and now Allison with a standing suplex. I do know what that is. But Zonder able to block the standing suplex, and Zonder tries to come off the top rope with a cross body block, and Allison just simply caught her. That's a power move, and there's a 5-point power difference between Zonder and Allison. What's Allison going to do now? Old school expulsion. And Allison's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 4. And on a roll of 8, Zonder able to kick out. All four ladies now have taken damage in this match. And the champions are looking on the backstage monitor saying, let them beat each other down. As Allison now goes for the Shimmering Warlock. She nails the Shimmering Warlock on Zonder Bale. Goes for the pin again. The pin roll here is 6. The pin save rolls are gone. But on a roll of 11, Zonder digs deep and kicks out. Allison brings Leva in for a double team. And on a roll of 8, it is an awesome double neck breaker. Delivered by Regeneration X. Can Leva now find the right combination to finish off Zonder Bale? Leva is going to go for the diving mushroom stomp. Zonder slowly trying to drag herself to her feet. Leva stays on her. Takes her back down with the head scissors. Zonder with the reversal. And Zonder with a cross body block that takes Leva down to the canvas. Zonder now with a burst of energy. Zonder now coming with a running cutter. This is a choice C maneuver. She will need a roll of 11 or lower to hit that. And she does hit it. And Leva is hurt. Can Leva get out and make the tag? Yes, she can. And now it is Allison Danger and Zonder Bale. Allison hits the ring. Tries for a sunset flip. Zonder blocks that. And Zonder comes back instead with a headlock. Zonder takes Allison down with a headlock. Trying to maintain control here. Maintaining that headlock. Allison gets to her feet and just picks up Zonder and slams her down to the canvas, and Zonder is down. Allison powered her way out of that headlock, just picked up Zonder and body slammed her right flat down in the center of the ring. And now the Medusa Cascade. This is a tag move, and they are going to go for the cover. The pin roll now is 6, and on a roll of 8, Zonder kicks out again. Zonder Bale is digging deep. Leva Bates now the legal wrestler in the ring. And she is going to go up for a death jump. Death jump to be attempted by Leva Bates. And on a roll of 8, Leva hits a flying double axe handle blow off the top turnbuckle. And Zonder is down once again. Leva now diving mushroom stomp. Zonder Bale desperately trying to make the tag, and she gets there. Wow, Zonder Bale endured all kinds of punishment and several near falls before finally making the tag to Casey Spinelli. Here comes Casey, just shoving Leva Bates down to the canvas. Leva tags in Allison. Now it's power against power. Allison Danger attempts the arm drag, can't get her over. Casey blocks that, and Casey instead comes back and is going to attempt a chin breaker. She needs 8 or lower to hit the chin breaker, and she nails it. And that is going to send Allison down to the floor. Down to the mat. She rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Here we go on the arena floor. It is Allison Danger winning the brawl on the arena floor. She'll not be disqualified, but Allison with a big body slam onto Casey Spinelli on the arena floor. It's clutch time now. All four ladies are going deep, deep, deep into their bag. And it is Allison now going to go for the STO. We haven't seen the STO yet, and down to the canvas goes KC. KC desperately crawling over to make a tag and cannot get there. Allison in control, another STO. Casey rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And Allison wins the brawl on the arena floor, this time dropping KC stomach first across the steel security railing. And that is going to take a lot of starch out of one KC Spinelli. Allison now back in the ring and in control. No, they're going to stay out of the ring on the arena floor. And this time it is Allison with another big move. A diving clothesline off of the ring apron that puts KC down. Will Casey be able to beat the 10 count? The count out roll here, 7 or lower. And on a roll of 7, that is it. A brilliant match and a wonderful move by Allison Danger there to get the blast onto Casey Spinelli. Casey was not able to recover from that. She is counted out. And Allison Danger gets the win with that move. A diving clothesline off the ring apron ends the night for KC Spinelli. Wow, BALESPIN really gave their best effort here tonight in Columbus. That match was a war. And we all know that the... Oh, Grandpa Choco coming strong. We all know that the top of the guardrail is the hardest part of the guardrail. Thank you, Grant, for those insightful comments from ringside. And congratulations to the team of Regeneration X. Leva Bates and Allison Danger will move on to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania next week for the hype show to take on Tasha Steeles and Big Swole. Can Regeneration X be the team to finally dethrone Tasha and Swole? Tune in next week to find out. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. That was, wow, great opening tag team match. And that sets the stage for our next contest. And this is going to be another very intriguing matchup coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect. As Miho points out that the Regeneration X, his first Shimmer Tag Champions. Good deal. But this will be partner versus partner with a shot at the Heartland Ladies Championship on the line. Both of these ladies have made their way to the top of the rankings. They both won their qualifying matches earlier this month. And this match will be one fall, with the winner getting a shot at the Heartland Ladies Championship. Introducing first, hailing from the other side of darkness. She stands at 5'4". She weighs 150 pounds. This is HOLIDEAD. And her opponent hails from Tijuana, Mexico. She stands at 5'3" and weighs 119 pounds. This is Thunder Rosa. So the Twisted Sisters, Thunder Rosa and HOLIDEAD, will be squaring off here in Columbus in tonight's match. And the winner will move on next week for a title shot against Jordan Grace. These two are the closest of friends. They have battled side by side. They both recognize that tonight's about winning. There's no hug, there's no fist bump. They're just staring one another down. They're probably going to have the best time they've had in a long time, beating the stuffings out of each other. And hopefully they'll go home the best of friends as they come to the ring. But from this point forward, it is all business between Thunder Rosa and HOLIDEAD. And it is going to be Thunder Rosa taking the advantage as they come to the center of the ring. And Thunder Rosa attempting a running forearm smash. Unfortunately, that is a power move. HOLIDEAD, by far the more powerful of these ladies, just picks up Thunder Rosa and body slams her down to the canvas. Wow! La Mera Mera, says Miho Burns. Thunder Rosa not feeling Mera Mera right now. She just took a body slam, and now another big body slam from HOLIDEAD. Thunder Rosa is hurt. And HOLIDEAD comes at her with a big pump handle slam that takes Thunder Rosa down to the mat. Wow, HOLIDEAD bringing the power right here from the get-go. And now it is the unprettier. She didn't get all of that one, as Thunder Rosa knows that move and was able to avoid the full impact of that one. Thunder Rosa getting to her feet. HOLIDEAD still in control. And now here's HOLIDEAD with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Thunder Rosa, and on a roll of 7, it is a big kick from HOLIDEAD that stuns Thunder Rosa. HOLIDEAD stays on her. Another big body slam. And she is determined that she is just going to do everything in her power to weaken Thunder Rosa. And now another bicycle kick delivered by HOLIDEAD. The high impact moves continue to rain down on Thunder Rosa. And another big body slam puts Thunder Rosa onto the canvas yet again. HOLIDEAD sparing no mercy tonight. Now a bicycle kick attempted. And finally Thunder Rosa gets out of the way of that one. And it's Thunder Rosa with an arm drag takedown that finally gets her a little bit of a respite. HOLIDEAD gets to her feet. Thunder Rosa staring daggers at her partner. And as they come together in the center of the ring once again, they shoulder and elbow tie up. And oh, a quick snap suplex executed by Thunder Rosa. Takes HOLIDEAD down to the canvas. Thunder Rosa very technically skilled. And now she converts that into a head scissors over into a leg sweep that takes HOLIDEAD down to the canvas. Thunder Rosa trying to pick up the pace here. Another head scissors into another leg sweep, and immediately HOLIDEAD is just going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And this is where HOLIDEAD loves to play. And on a roll of 6, it is HOLIDEAD winning the brawl on the arena floor with a backdrop onto the announcer's table. Potential for a disqualification here. There will not be a disqualification, and I don't think either of the ladies want this match to end that way. But HOLIDEAD now in control. Hits the unprettier this time. Got all of it. She's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3, but on a roll of 7, it is Thunder Rosa kicking out. HOLIDEAD on top of her game here. Goes for the unprettier again, and again Thunder Rosa hits the canvas hard, and it is Thunder Rosa going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. But on a roll of 7, HOLIDEAD is just going to wait out the 10 count and force Thunder Rosa to make that helpless crawl back into the ring where HOLIDEAD is waiting. And Darkness Falls. Darkness Falls. That is HOLIDEAD's finisher. It's a +2. The pin roll here is 6, and on a roll of 9, Thunder Rosa just kicks out. The Darkness Falls. They also call that the Angel's Wings. But HOLIDEAD wants nothing to do with any kind of an angel. She is a demonic figure, and Darkness Falls is what she calls her finisher. HOLIDEAD used that effectively, and now a leg drop onto the ring apron, and Thunder Rosa rolls down out of the ring yet again. And oh, this time on a roll of 11. That's a big move by HOLIDEAD, slamming the head of her partner into the ring post. Will we see a count out here? The count out roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Thunder Rosa digging deep, finds her way to get back into the ring. Her head has been split open by that slamming of the head into the ring post, and HOLIDEAD literally and figuratively smells blood. Here is the dead drop, that scorpion death drop. Thunder struggling to her feet. HOLIDEAD stays on her. Another bicycle kick delivered, and that one caught her right smack in the mush. And Thunder Rosa is down yet again. HOLIDEAD now pitching her partner out of the ring and down to the arena floor. More action on the floor as HOLIDEAD comes out with a big suplex, slamming her partner down to the arena floor with that big suplex. Thunder Rosa again barely getting back into the ring, and HOLIDEAD hits the Darkness Falls again. The pin roll now is 8 or lower, and on a roll of 7, she got her. HOLIDEAD is your winner in the #1 Contenders match. It took her 2 executions of that Darkness Falls for HOLIDEAD to get the victory over her partner, Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is down. And HOLIDEAD immediately is going to just turn and leave the ring and leave Thunder Rosa laying. There will be time for reconciliation later, but right now the adrenaline is pumping and there is no handshake, no hug, no acknowledgement, as HOLIDEAD gets the job done, leaves the ring in triumph. She is on a warpath now looking for Jordynne Grace, and it's going to be the Heartland training staff coming in to look after Thunder Rosa. Her head has been busted open. She's been beaten in the center of the ring after that darkness falls. Her quest for the championship falls short. And we'll see what the future holds for Thunder Rosa as she is assisted back to the locker room, presumably for some stitches or some staples or something to take care of that nasty gash opened up by her own partner, HOLIDEAD, with the assistance of that steel post at ringside. All right, so that is our number one contenders matches for the night. Congratulations both to HOLIDEAD and to the team of Regeneration X, Allison Danger and Leva Bates. Both of them will be in action challenging for the gold next week at our Heartland Hype Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a grudge match coming up. And this is a grudge match that dates back a few weeks to an episode, an incident that occurred back in Milwaukee just a few weeks ago. A tag team match was scheduled, pitting the team of Ava Everett and Davienne against the BritFits team of Lana Austin and Riho. But before the match even started, the BritFits launched a sneak attack on Davienne on the ring ramp. Not only were Lana Austin and Riho involved, also MARTINA got involved, and that was the first time we had seen MARTINA align herself with Austin and Riho, and that was the night that the BritFits were born. And Davienne was on the receiving end of some punishment that night, and she has challenged MARTINA to a grudge match here tonight in Columbus. As we're hearing from Frank Wainscott, Miranda Gordy was with the Von Erichs, Ross, and Marshall in several mixed tag matches. Good combination there. The Von Erichs got their title shot against the Revolt, and Gordy turned on the Von Erichs. I can't say that I am shocked. Help me remember, Frank, who are the members of the Revolt? And what was the final outcome of that match? Imagine that, Miranda Gordy turning on the Von Erichs. It's new generation, same result. Thank you for sharing, and thank you everybody. I always love to hear what's happening in other people's action in other people's territories. So yeah, let's keep the chat room humming. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our grudge match. The grudge match dice will be in play for this one. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest scheduled for one fall to a finish with no disqualification, no countout. Introducing first out of Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 63 kilograms and standing at 5'6", this is MARTINA. And her opponent hails from Rutland, Massachusetts. Standing an even 5 feet tall and weighing 140 pounds, this is Davienne. Davienne and MARTINA to square off in a grudge match here. And the referee here is merely just only here to count the 3 count. As Davienne, tough customer in her own right, is going to battle against MARTINA, who, brawls almost as well sober as she does when she's got a little liquid courage on board. And it is going to be Davienne coming out on the attack and challenging MARTINA to a test of strength and taking MARTINA right down to the canvas. Wow. Davienne just overpowers MARTINA, takes her down, and right off of the get-go, it is Davienne kicking MARTINA in the side of the head and just stomping MARTINA out of the ring. And here we go to the arena floor. And right away, both ladies are going to mix it up on the arena floor. And on a roll of 5, that would normally be the double DQ roll. There will be no DQ here, so we go straight to the odd even. And on a roll of 5, it is DAVIENNE winning the brawl on the arena floor with a pile driver onto the ring steps. DAVIENNE comes right out, taking no prisoners. DAVIENNE follows that up with rolling MARTINA over into a Boston Crab. MARTINA helplessly clawing at the ring, trying to get to the ropes as DAVIENNE continues to administer the punishment. Wow, if she could force MARTINA to tap out, that would be humiliation indeed. MARTINA finally crawling her way over to the bottom rope to force the break. DAVIENNE stays on her, and a big back suplex attempted by DAVIENNE, but MARTINA flips over and lands on her feet behind DAVIENNE, and it is MARTINA coming back with a European uppercut. As DAVIENNE turns around, MARTINA caught her right across the chest with that European uppercut. MARTINA now, with a twisting suplex, takes DAVIENNE back down to the canvas. Followed up by another big European uppercut. And now DAVIENNE is... MARTINA got all of that one. And MARTINA is now going to, speaking of humiliation, the Bronco Buster. MARTINA just shoves DAVIENNE into the corner, riding her chest like a bucking bronco in very humiliating fashion. DAVIENNE is not at all happy about that. MARTINA now a big leg drop onto DAVIENNE. Both ladies getting to their feet. DAVIENNE is spitting mad. But as they come together, DAVIENNE, liking that even less, comes right back and takes MARTINA down to the canvas. They're tied up together. They get to their feet. And MARTINA now with a headbutt. A headbutt by MARTINA. DAVIENNE never saw that one coming. And with the headbutt, MARTINA is back in control. She's going to try for a spin kick. This is a choice E maneuver. Choice E. So she will need a roll of 11 or lower to connect with this spin kick. And she nails the spin kick. And that stuns DAVIENNE. MARTINA stays in control. Twisting suplex. And now DAVIENNE is down and out of the ring yet again. And this time it is MARTINA winning the brawl with a body slam onto the arena floor. MARTINA now follows that up with yet another Bronco Buster. It is Humiliation City for DAVIENNE as MARTINA is just taunting her opponent. And now another European uppercut by MARTINA. Just as DAVIENNE's getting to her feet, knocks her back into the corner. MARTINA hits another European uppercut, and down goes DAVIENNE for another Bronco Buster. Oh my goodness, if MARTINA was as intent on winning this match as she was just humiliating her opponent, this thing would be over by now. But MARTINA is just having a good time at the expense of DAVIENNE, and now another twisting suplex puts DAVIENNE back down onto the canvas. The twisting suplex again puts DAVIENNE down. MARTINA fully in control now and is going to go again for that spin kick. And again, the spin kick connects and sends DAVIENNE out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And DAVIENNE is done messing around. We are going to go to the out of the ring again shenanigans chart brought to you by DAVIENNE. She is an angry woman on the arena floor and she is going to go for a table. DAVIENNE attempting to set up the table. The table has been set up. And MARTINA pitches DAVIENNE back into the ring. It's gut check time here in Columbus, and it is DAVIENNE winning the gut check roll. She's got all of the momentum in her favor. And by virtue of that, it is going to be just a shove to the canvas by DAVIENNE. So the table has been set up at ringside. It's there ready to be used if action spills out of the ring yet again. But here in the ring, it is DAVIENNE and MARTINA battling it out. And DAVIENNE with a head, shoving the head of MARTINA into the turnbuckle. That dazes her, and now a big suplex by DAVIENNE puts MARTINA on the mat. DAVIENNE trying to leverage her power. Oh, a ripcord clothesline delivered by DAVIENNE just about took MARTINA's head off. DAVIENNE going for the cover. But MARTINA is able to kick out. DAVIENNE now in the driver's seat. Davey, end your life. This is her finishing maneuver. I don't know what it is, but it's a +1 finisher. The pin roll here is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 8, MARTINA kicks out. Apparently that move did not end her life as advertised. DAVIENNE still in control, and she hits the Davy End Your Life again. And again, MARTINA able to kick out, but MARTINA now is showing all kinds of signs of fatigue as DAVIENNE comes back with a kryptonite crunch. MARTINA gradually getting to her feet. DAVIENNE's on her with another big back suplex. And again, MARTINA able to stick the landing on that one. And it is MARTINA with another big headbutt that stuns DAVIENNE. Wow. MARTINA, like so many of those British wrestlers, uses her head as a weapon without any regard for the phenomenon known as CTE. As MARTINA now comes back with another twisting suplex, and that puts DAVIENNE down. DAVIENNE still blinking, trying to get herself oriented, as DAVIENNE is going to go for the code breaker. The code breaker has been delivered. She's going to go for the cover, but on a roll of 10, DAVIENNE kicks out with authority. MARTINA back on top, and MARTINA now a second rope drop kick that stuns DAVIENNE. MARTINA staying in control with a big lariat coming off the ropes that puts DAVIENNE back down onto the canvas. MARTINA stays on the offense. Another spin kick finds its mark. And again, DAVIENNE goes out of the ring and down to the arena floor. The battle on the arena floor this time is won by DAVIENNE as she hurls MARTINA into the crowd. Over the steel security railing and into the crowd goes MARTINA. DAVIENNE now taking a minute to shake her head from side to side. Try to clear the cobwebs after that big headbutt as MARTINA stumbles and staggers through fans and chairs and everything else. DAVIENNE stays on her, and now on the concrete it is DAVIENNE applying a Boston Crab right there on the concrete. MARTINA cannot submit out here, but DAVIENNE just torturing MARTINA with a Boston Crab applied on the concrete floor at ringside. Finally, DAVIENNE forced to let go of that hold. MARTINA staggering to her feet, and another spear hit by DAVIENNE that staggers MARTINA. What's MARTINA going to do here? She is down at ringside, slowly getting to her feet. And now MARTINA is going to go into the crowd, and she is going to grab a beer provided to her by a fan. MARTINA needs another dose of that liquid courage. And as she comes back into the ring, she is rejuvenated. And it is MARTINA now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Neat little mechanic there on MARTINA's card. And off the turnbuckle comes DAVIENNE. But DAVIENNE bounces forward off of the turnbuckle and gets out of the way just as MARTINA was about to crash home with a shoulder smash to the tummy. And it is MARTINA who hits the ring post and rolls down to the arena floor. And on the arena floor, it is MARTINA going to win that brawl and drop DAVIENNE stomach first across the top of the steel security railing. The hardest part of the railing, as Solo Promoter has so incisively pointed out earlier in this broadcast. DAVIENNE now the one in trouble. And the Bronco Buster again. This time the Bronco Buster on DAVIENNE on the ring steps outside of the ring. And DAVIENNE not very happy about that, but MARTINA just relentless in her humiliation. Finally, we get back into the center of the ring, and it is another big lariat delivered by MARTINA that puts DAVIENNE back down onto the canvas. MARTINA now back to the Bronco Buster. She just can't get enough of that Bronco Buster. Getting to her feet now, and another big lariat that stuns DAVIENNE. DAVIENNE struggling to stay on her feet. Another big lariat. DAVIENNE will not go down. MARTINA with a twisting suplex that does put DAVIENNE down, and she is going to go out of the ring and down to the arena floor, and it is shenanigans time yet again. And now it is going to be a foreign object coming into play. It's a beer bottle. Who would have thunk it? The beer bottle is now in play. And it is DAVIENNE who takes that empty beer bottle from the fan and just gives MARTINA a wallop. That's going to cost MARTINA a point of fatigue. There's no disqualification here, because that in a normal match would have been all she wrote. DAVIENNE now with the kryptonite crunch yet again. MARTINA staggered. MARTINA staggers her way back into the ring. DAVIENNE follows. And it's DAVIENNE with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes MARTINA, and on a roll of 5, it is MARTINA who bounces off of the turnbuckle and nails Davienne with a skull-splitting running lariat. Davienne goes down. Martina now goes back to the Bronco Buster. Boy, Martina is obsessed with that Bronco Buster, and she's going to follow that up this time with another big European uppercut. Martina delivering those uppercuts repeatedly. And now a big spear delivered by Martina. Martina with a spear on Davienne. She's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 4, and on a roll of 7, Davienne kicks out. But that spear found its mark. Martina now with a chance to do some more damage here. She drops the leg. Davienne stays down. Martina back to the Bronco Buster, and the humiliation continues. And this time she is just slapping Davienne back and forth on the face as she gets up from that Bronco Buster. And Martina stays right on her and hits another big lariat. Davienne finally gets to her feet. Martina nails her with a big running lariat. She's going to go for the cover. And on a roll of 11, Davienne kicks out and kicks out with authority. Both these ladies showing tremendous fatigue now. And Martina is going to go for a second rope code breaker. Martina with a code breaker coming from the second rope. She's going to go for the cover, and on a roll of 8, Davienne barely kicks out. Wow, the pin roll was 7. The roll was 8. Davienne lives to fight another day. Martina stays on her. Second rope drop kick. Didn't quite get all of it. Martina comes at her again. Another spin kick delivered. It finds its mark. But Davienne bounces off the ropes and comes back at Martina and takes her down with a spear. Davienne caught that kick flush in the midsection, backed off into the ropes, but exploded off the ropes with a spear, and drills Martina. And Martina rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor once again. Shenanigans this time to be perpetrated by Martina. And this time Martina is bringing outside interference. Here come the Britfits. It's going to be Riho, who is the baddest of the Britfits, with Ava Everett right on their tail. Now we've got a 4-way brawl taking place at ringside. And it is the team of Ava Everett and Davienne winning the brawl big time, as Ava Everett and Riho are brawling, and Martina and Davienne are brawling, and it's Davienne with another big kryptonite crunch. Back into the ring we go. Davienne goes for the cover, and on a roll of 8, it's Martina who kicks out. Wow! I thought that was going to be the end of that. Martina somehow able to kick out. And now we've got Davienne in control once again, the Boston Crab, and Martina trying to get out of the ring. And now we've got Lana Austin at ringside, and she grabs the arms of Martina and allows Martina to escape the Boston Crab and get out of the ring. On the arena floor, it is Davienne backing down from no one, picking up Martina and slamming her onto the announcer's table. Davienne now in control, a sit-out lung blower. She goes for the cover. The pin roll is 8, and on a roll of 10, Martina kicks out again. What would JR call testicular fortitude for the gals? I don't know. But we have seen more of that in this match than I can remember. This is a tremendous grudge match, as Davienne goes back to the Boston Crab, and again, Martina comes out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And this time it is not going to be any shenanigans, but this time it is Davienne winning the brawl on the arena floor with a backdrop onto the announcer's table. The announcer's table has taken all kinds of abuse here. Davienne rolls Martina back into the ring. She wants a clean pinfall victory. And now it is Davie and your life. The pin roll here 11 or lower. And on a roll of 5, she got her. Davienne with a very hard-fought victory over Martina in a sensational grudge match. Finally, Davienne winning with the Davie End Your Life. I'm going to have a little chat with ChatGPT to figure that one out. But that is your finish, and Davienne with a big victory. We've still got Ava Everett and Riho brawling around the arena, so we're going to have to see another grudge match between those two. As Miho Burns has some suggestions, clench your loins. I can see where that would be apt. As Davienne truly indeed clutched her loins tonight here in Columbus, while Martina's loins were busily occupied, repeatedly pounding away at Davienne with that Bronco Buster. It was loins versus loins here in Columbus. Congratulations to Davienne, your winner. Oh, this is too funny. All right. And after all of that, we haven't even gotten to our main event of the evening. But I'm going to need a little Diet Dr. Pepper to reinvigorate me, a little liquid courage of my own. Kathy Evans joining us. And my goodness, we have had a time of it here tonight, and we are just now ready for the main event of the evening. That grudge match had everything. Beer was drunk. Beer bottles were delivered. The tables came into play. Outside interference came into play. The Bronco Buster repeatedly delivered in humiliating fashion, but in the end, Davey End Ya Life was the finishing blow for your winner, Davienne, in just a fun match. All right. And matches like that are just that much more fun when we've got a highly engaged fan base in the chat room like we have here tonight. Thank you one and all for being part of the broadcast. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you thought you'd seen it all. It's time for our main event of the evening. And this match is scheduled for one fall to a finish. And because this is for the Mistress of Mayhem Championship, there's no disqualification. There's no count out. There will be a winner here tonight in Columbus. Introducing first the challenger out of Richmond, Virginia. She stands at 5'4" and weighs 124 pounds. This is hardcore country, Mickie James. And her opponent is your reigning and defending Mistress of Mayhem. She hails from the Inferno. She stands at 5'7", weighs 137 pounds. This is MSCHIF, your soul's tormentor. And yeah, I've talked about her before. MSCHIF, very intriguing lady. Rachel Collins actually holds a PhD in microbiology and worked in a hospital lab the entire time, throughout her wrestling career. Before she left wrestling and started a family. And gosh, she was so flexible, and she had such an over-the-top persona, and at the same time, just as brainy as they come. And used to be someone I greatly enjoyed watching. MSCHIF, and of course Mickie James. What else can be said? She is, aging as gracefully as anybody. She still looks great into her 40s, and still works at a very high level. So this match is going to be a lot of fun with the Mistress of Mayhem title on the line. MSCHIF and Mickie James. Now, I don't know whether to use grudge match or championship match dice for this one, but it is a title match. So we will go with our championship dice. And it is Mickie James taking the offensive as the match begins. And Mickie with a back kick followed by a pump kick. Nice combination of kicks there by Mickie. Stuns MSCHIF. Mickie follows that right up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes MSCHIF. And on a roll of 9, that is going to be the running double clothesline. Both ladies go down. And Mickie with the better ropes rating first to her feet. Mickie already on level 3 offense. Chance to do some damage here. And she goes right to the mid kick. She's going to go for the cover. She'll need Snake Eyes to get the pin, but on a roll of 7, MSCHIF kicks out. But Mickie quickly taking control with her arsenal of kicks. And now she goes right to the Mickie DT. That's a +1 finisher. And that is going to make a pin roll of 4 or lower. And on a roll of 8, MSCHIF kicks out. MSCHIF doesn't know what hit her. MSCHIF is so intimidating and so physical that she's usually the one taking the fight to her opponents. But Mickie James has taken charge here tonight in Columbus. And Mickie now is going to go for a death jump. Actually, that's a death jump C, so she has the choice. She can go up a level, or she can go for a death jump against an A level defense. So Mickie's going to go up a level. She's smart. And she is instead going to go for an arm trap neck breaker and just dump MSCHIF on the back of her head. Again, Mickie goes for the quick cover. Pin roll is 4, and this time MSCHIF kicks out with authority and just screeches in frustration. MSCHIF lets out a scream like a banshee, but Mickie James is unaffected by that as Mickie comes back on the offense, and she's going to go for a Mickie Con Rana. This is a choice D maneuver. Choice D. She will need 7 or lower to hit that, and she got the Mickie Con Rana. And MSCHIF goes down, getting slowly back up to her feet. Mickie stays on her with a flapjack and a kip up. Very impressive that a woman at the advanced age of Mickie James can kip up. MSCHIF also getting to her feet. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is MSCHIF with the big banshee scream yet again, trying to intimidate Mickie James. Mickie James will not be intimidated, and instead Mickie with a whip to the turnbuckle. MSCHIF coming off the turnbuckle eats a big kick from Mickie James that stuns Mickie. That stuns MSCHIF. And now the arm trap neck breaker again puts MSCHIF right down on the back of her head. MSCHIF slowly trying to get to her feet, but Mickie's on her. And another Mickie DT. The pin roll now is 6, and on a roll of 7, MSCHIF just got her leg over the bottom rope. Wow, MSCHIF so flexible, able to reach out, get her leg over the bottom rope just in time to prevent the 3 count. Mickie trying to stay focused in spite of the frustration. Mickie now thinks about a death jump, thinks better of it, and instead just dumps MSCHIF with a flapjack. Mickie follows that up with another back kick and another pump kick, delivering those educated feet. And Mickie now goes for the Lou Thez press off of the top rope, and that puts MSCHIF down yet again. Once per match, she can execute her Thez press from the top rope and make it an add 1. MSCHIF now at 5 points of fatigue, and Mickie in control. As MSCHIF rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. On the arena floor, it's going to be both ladies mixing it up. It's no disqualification. We go to the odd-even roll, and it is Mickie James winning the brawl on the arena floor with a cannonball off of the ring apron. Mickie James throwing caution to the wind. Mickie James goes back to the Mick kick. She's going to go for the cover. And on a roll of 9, MSCHIF kicks out yet again. We are seeing all kinds of loin-clenching fortitude tonight here in Columbus as MSCHIF is taking a beating and keeps coming back for more. Mickie now with the O'Connor roll. She's going to go for the pin the old-fashioned way. And on a roll of 6, she got her. Wow, how about that? Mickie with all those Mick kicks and Mickie DTs couldn't get the job done. She pulls out the O'Connor roll, and a new champion is crowned here in Columbus after a wonderful match. Just a dominant performance by Mickie James. I don't think MSCHIF ever got it going. And Mickie, after all of the brawling and all of the kicks and all of the damage that she was able to do with her high-impact maneuvers, a simple O'Connor roll gets it done. Mickie James gets the 3 count. A new Mistress of Mayhem is crowned here in Columbus. All right. Congratulations to Mickie James, your new Mistress of Mayhem here in Heartland Ladies Wrestling after a very memorable night of action. 1 hour on the nose as we draw things to a close here. Neil Lau, thank you for joining us. Frank Wainscott, Miho Burns, Kathy Evans, solo promoter Grant Bachoco providing his insight and just so much fun here tonight. The loins were girded. Bear 805. The ring barricade came into play. And just a A fun time was had all around. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. That's our stream, and I am out of here.